what's so funny is that this is it's a podcast that we're both so excited for right now and so hyped up about.
And
it's the worst
it's
fucking
the worst
topic.
fucking.
Hello. Welcome to the Anything More Anything Goes. My name is Miguel.
I'm Brendan.
And welcome, folks, to episode 101.
Ooh.
Like Zoe back in school. Today, folks, we're talking about...
I was going to say like Vault 101. Stop watching that Nick documentary.
It's a good documentary.
It is. I just watched it.
It's pretty good.
Just got sidetracked immediately.
Folks, today we're talking about Zendaya's new movie, Challengers, which was a surprise in multiple different ways.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try to talk about Knuckles, the Paramount Plus show in the Sonic cinematic
Well, no, I'll
universe.
be able to talk about that one. I'm going to try to talk about Challengers, but there's not much we can talk about.
I am excited. Brendan,
Yes.
how are you today?
I'm drunk for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went 0 to 100 pretty quick. We
Got
went straight to
drunk,
McDonald's.
Ordered McDonald's, and then went now time for the podcast.
Dude, I haven't had McDonald's in like 2 years.
I think it's been like 4 months for me.
It's very satisfying. So, now that we're back in the basement, you ready to play our favorite game?
Yes.
Challengers.
Yes.
What was the budget?
I don't think there was really any CG in it, but there could have been for the wider shot. So
I mean, it could have just been for the fucking techno music.
Why? They only had one song. How expensive could it be? I'm gonna go 60.
55.
Okay.
Opening weekend, what is it looking like?
Opening weekend, I looked today and it was on number 5 on trending for movies, so I'm gonna go with 40.
15.
Oh no.
The tomato meter has dropped. It's down to a certified 88 with an audience of a 78, which seems much more reasonable than what it was.
This is the first movie that I think we've watched since I started this podcast
Yeah.
where I genuinely don't know if it was good or not.
I mean, I got to tell you off the bat, I fucking loved it. I had a surprising amount of fun. There were definitely a lot of weird artsy, not even artsy, but like weird autistic.
Autistic, very autistic.
Some really weird
movie.
artistic decisions in terms of shots and soundtrack and backing music that I like. In the beginning, I hated, but then I kind of fucked with the more it
I
happened.
hated all of it at the beginning. Like, I felt like the acting and everything was terrible
Was
at the
not
beginning.
good.
And
Yeah.
as the movie went on, they all got better, or I was just more invested in it.
Okay, so let's talk about the worst part. And that, to me, is the pacing.
Okay.
The jumping back and forth.
Does not work well enough
No,
for
it
this.
doesn't.
No.
They try so hard to be like, this was 13 years ago. This is
Yeah.
the present day. This was 3 years ago. But it's from scene to scene. So
Yeah.
instantaneously, you're like, all right, her hair's short. Now her hair's long. Now her hair's medium. Her hair's short again. I'm confused. Now she fucked this guy. She fucked this guy again. Wait a second. It's been 10 years. I'm confused.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. It really just fucked up the pacing and following everything. And it's also like, you can't give me the same dudes and the same person and be like, oh, look, they're 18 in this shot. And then I changed her wig. So now she's 37.
Yeah, that was really weird. Because, like, I thought it was going to be like, oh, we're like 22 here and we're like
Yeah.
35 here. No, they're like, we were kids. What were we, like 16? We were all making out in this hotel room. Now we're 35. We have a kid.
We have a kid,
This
and I'm a
guy's,
tennis
like,
player. I'm ready to retire. Like,
and
you look the fucking same.
You look exactly. And
You took off the wig. What does
was
that mean?
really funny is there was a point in the movie where I'm looking at them like, wow, they really got actors who are nailing both of these ages. And then I got like 15 minutes further. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, so from a story standpoint, right, the overarching story is it's two dudes that are friends and they want to be professional tennis players. And then they meet a famous tennis player chick. She gets hurt. They continue to chase her in different ways.
Yeah.
And then even when you think, oh, she's married now, they have a kid, she still goes and fucks the other dude.
Yeah, well, because the whole thing of the movie
Patrick and Arthur.
is these two dudes. No, I don't. That's wrong. One of these dudes is in love with this girl.
Yes.
The other dude really just wants to be with this girl because he lost out on something, and they don't really say it in there, but there's a lot of very intense vibes of, if she stayed with me, I'd have the career you had.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of jealousy and whatever in there, and her, it's really like, I think that at some point she loved him, but not,
I don't even think.
not enough. And
I think she
it's
just saw like a continuation of her career in a different way in him.
Because she injured herself, and it's really her one true love was tennis,
Yes.
and his one true love was her,
Yes.
and the other guy just was like, you took my life, but at the same time, even from the beginning, the first night, one of them was just like, I'm trying to get my dick wet, and the other guy was like, I love you, and like, I love everything about you.
Truly, two different ways of just guys falling for someone.
Yeah.
But with different views on what that really, if you like, there's definitely layers to this where you could get super in depth about relationships and whatever, but I don't feel like I don't feel like the movie meant to be that. I don't think there was this underlying this is what the male experience is of either thinking with this head or thinking with this head.
Yeah.
It's definitely more like, are the two guys together or are they not? Are they fucking Zendaya or are they not?
So the weirdest thing with that is that when they were younger, the guy with the darker hair, Patrick, definitely seemed like he liked Arthur more than he liked Zendaya's character.
Yeah.
But then when they got older, it didn't seem like that was there at all.
No.
Like that completely.
It was weird because like if you try to look at it in chronological order,
yeah,
there's a lot of like, I'm not even gonna say weird, but there's a lot of like sexual tension between the two guys.
Yeah.
And it's clear because like Zendaya finesses and makes them like make out.
Yeah.
But then like in every scene they're talking about Zendaya, right? Every scene that they're in up until they're actually playing a tennis match against each other in the ending is just talking about her. But in every one of those scenes, they're like, there's a very clear like camera cutaway of somebody like pulling his chair closer, or like he's got the churro in his hand. He's like eating the churro.
That was very intentional and intimate. And, but like none of them would seem like they were making a move.
It didn't resolve.
No,
like there was no like, all right, we're building to this. It was just like, I'm pulling you close.
It was very odd.
Yeah,
and
this is another one of those movies that's like not in our wheelhouse.
No,
so it's very strange to talk about in like a formal sense.
A fair warning, like if you haven't seen this and you're watching this in order to go view this, like the trailer very much emphasizes like sexuality on Zendaya's part and things like that. And yes, that there is some of that in this movie, but this most of the sexual tension movie and whatever is between the two guys.
This is like a sports drama. All about tennis, which I really didn't give a fuck about until I saw this movie.
But like,
and it made me kind of care.
It's a love story on every level.
Yeah.
Because it's the love of the sport. It's a love of the people. It's everything about it. And I fucking hated the ending. I hated it so much.
Come on!
Because she did that fucking yell that she had, the come on yell that she did earlier in the film. And I'm like, that's not how you end that. You still cheated on him. This guy still wants to be with you. He may retire next week. I want to know if he wins that next tournament because I'm invested in this now.
I'm invested. I want to see what the fuck happens.
Yeah, and you're just like, she did her scream. We're good. I'm like, wait, so even
how is that the book ending?
Like, are you telling me that even though 90% of this film was focused on these two dudes rather than her, the story was actually her story? Like, what's going on here? Like, it didn't know which direction it wanted to go in.
It was torn between like sports or a loving sports drama or Zendaya biopic, and it couldn't decide up until the ending.
Yeah. Also, were they like? Was this based on a true story?
I didn't hear anything, so I'm gonna say no.
Because like it seemed like it was totally plausible.
Like it could be completely realistic.
Can
we talk about the one thing I hated? Right. So the cinematography, I get it. Right. The slow mo, I get it. Even the music, because it would come in at very specific times.
We're gonna have to talk about that.
To try and like emphasize certain emotions or certain events happening. There are such weird camera things that this movie does that it feels so out of place. There's a first person moment. I've never seen a first person fucking tennis video game.
That was so cool.
I fucking hated that.
It was so cool.
No, hated it.
Okay.
And then there was a first person moment, but you were it's point of view. I'm the tennis ball, and you're playing tennis.
Yeah, they did it in B movie. What the hell?
Really?
When he's on the tennis ball and they're playing tennis, and he's like,
no, I fucking hated that.
Okay.
Up until the transition, right? There's a really nice transition of them hitting the fucking tennis ball, and then he goes hit, and then the camera cuts to above them, and then you're watching it like a top-down video game. That I fucking loved. But man, I've never gotten so nauseous in a movie so quickly.
Not once for me. What was really funny is the first tennis match that they show, the first couple minutes of it. I'm like, okay. They're going to do this. They're going to make it like a sports movie. It's going to be like iconic. It's going to be tense. It's going to be whatever. And then they go,
yeah, the one
and they're going back and forth.
The one dude's Arthur's fucking like grunt.
But that's tennis. I've heard that in reality.
I know that's what it is, but it's so off-putting because the one guy's like,
which also felt very sexual for
yes, it did
because of all that. But they start off and it's that, and it zooms out, and there's just these guys hitting. I'm like, I'm just watching a tennis match right now. What the fuck is this?
But that was
then
more
you're
interesting.
An hour and a half in a movie, and this dude picks up his racket, and you're and they're just fucking,
dude.
They go, and it's so intense, and for some reason, there's just this really intense, like techno song.
It's the same two
it's
songs
the
over
only
and over
song,
again.
and then the only time they choose to not use it, it's like gospel, like not gospel, like church music,
Yes.
like straight, just biblical.
Is it when they're fucking? Is it when she's cheating on him again?
It happened like 6 times. I don't know. It was just, there was so much going on. I'm like, why are you choosing? And the song was really weird because they always made sure it was a lull. Yes. They always made sure it was really quiet. Yes. And then it was
complete silence. And then you saw, and it was always like, the timing never made sense, right?
No,
in theory, the slow-mo would start as the techno music would start. But every single time it was a couple seconds of silent slow-mo. And then the louder, because we're in the Dolby Theater, the loudest, or the other way around, where the music starts and she's moving, or in the ending, right? Because again, you have to build towards something. In the ending, the techno music starts playing, and they're just fucking talking over it, and just having a full-on conversation, and all you hear is, and she's like, "Fuck you, Patrick!" Again, and you're like, "I don't know what you're." Talk louder.
I would like to see an edit of this movie where they have a different music designer or whatever the hell it is for it, and just see how it works, because that song, especially at the end climax where they go serious scene, serious scene, and I'm like, what is happening?
Or then it stops and the guy goes, fuck off.
That was great. He just looks at him and he's sitting there silent for what's gotta be like 5 minutes in real time, just in the middle of a tennis match, just fuck off. And it's just like,
and they're like, penalty.
It's anger, but it's more just like, no fucking way. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. The antagonist of this movie is clearly Zendaya.
Yeah.
Like, she fucking sucks.
There's this shot of her going out when she's going to, like, where you think she's gonna, oh no, she does fuck that guy.
Does fuck the guy.
She does fuck that guy at night, and she comes back home, and she sees him lying in the bed face down with the daughter because she left. And she gets this look
after she had told him that she was going to leave him.
She gets this look on her face, and there's some moments of that in the final match as well.
Yeah,
where you're like, she's a piece of shit.
What have I done?
But I think she's starting to realize that she's a piece of shit, and I think she's starting to come around a little bit. But then the movie fucking ends when she yells, and you don't see any resolve of that at all.
Honestly, like, I was thinking about this too afterwards. What would a Challengers 2 look like? There's nowhere for it to go.
No, there isn't.
Because what is it going to be? It's going to be, again, her running into Patrick, and she goes, fuck you, don't come in here. And he goes, I just wanted a place to stay. We should fuck. And she goes, fuck you. All right, fine.
Again?
That's what a Challengers 2 would be.
No, Challengers 2 would have to be him at that U.S. Open that he was supposed to be at.
No, divorce.
Yeah, okay.
You go, I want to retire after this. And then she goes, oh, I fucked him, by the way. Divorce.
Yeah.
No money for you. Tennis player.
What if it's like 20 years in the future? He's still like an old tennis guy, the Patrick guy.
Yeah.
He's playing their daughter at tennis and just be like, I ruined your parents' marriage and I'm going to just kick your ass now.
Or we could fuck.
See, but he would do that. It would be really awkward, but that's totally that character.
Be like, it's all right, I fucked your mom.
You're next. He is such a scumbag.
He's a scumbag character. It's also, they made him look so dirty the whole time, too. They were like, listen, the entire time we're filming, don't shave.
I hated it.
Don't shower either.
So, the one scene where she's sitting there thinking about the fact that she's going to divorce her husband if he loses the match, which I'm not actually sure she was going to do, or she said that solely to motivate him.
I'm going to say she was a piece of shit.
Yeah. But she's sitting there drinking, and he walks up, and she called him out on it. She's like, you're not a fucking bum. Like, you have money. Your parents are fucking rich. Stop playing this dumb thing where you're sleeping in your car. And he shows up, and he's clean shaven. You see her face. She's like, I'm like, dude,
oh my God.
Took 5 minutes to shave. Are you fucking kidding me?
Women.
So, like, I just... I gotta be honest, I had fun. It was
I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. It also was like that 2-hour runtime felt
so long. Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because they were using it wisely and like it kept me pulled in, or because there was so much fucking slow-mo and there was no real meat and potatoes to it.
Yeah, but you know what? The slow-mo, as much as you complain about it, was
fucking
much
good.
Better than Rebel Moon. With that slow-mo.
Listen, man. You know what's funny is I would say that this is better than Rebel Moon, and I would say even like the way it was shot was better too. Like Rebel Moon definitely had moments where I was like, oh, that's a fucking pretty little scene of like a hayfield as they chop down the crops.
Yeah,
but this one was more like as she's screaming in slow-mo after her tennis match, and she's like,
he had better design sets, but this was actually
Did he?
directed better.
Did he really?
I'm talking about the landscape giant shots where you're like, oh, that looks beautiful.
The farm? The empty farm with a
farm
couple
was pretty-
buildings?
I did like the farm. But I'm saying...
Yeah, but you're a special type of person. I also think it's funny that this whole movie was marketed, especially from the beginning, as a, hey guys, look, Zendaya's about to have a random threesome.
Yeah.
It's one scene.
And she doesn't have a
And nothing
threesome.
happens.
She just makes two guys make out with each other.
That she does, Brendan.
She does. But like that's a pretty big switcheroo.
Yes, that is. Is it considered clickbaiting? I feel
Yes,
like it kinda
absolutely
is.
clickbaiting. Absolutely.
Because every time that we spoke
They
about
went,
it, we talked
who's
about
really big right now? Zendaya. Okay,
Zendaya.
we're going to overly sexualize Zendaya in this trailer.
Yes.
And then do a complete
nothing with
fucking
it.
180.
Instead, she's a bitch. She's an asshole.
Bitch, these guys
These
have
guys
a
should be fucking each other instead.
relationship. It's just...
Dude, I think
And they like do it too where there's graphic nudity in this and like they do
it's
it.
a bunch of dicks.
It's a bunch of dicks.
It's a bunch of dicks in a shower scene.
But like
so underwhelming, so disappointing.
They pair it with that trailer where you see that, so you're like, oh, clearly
Yes.
this is going to be some raunchy movie.
They're like,
It's
oh my
not.
god, Zendaya,
It's
what
not.
are you doing in this
Like
movie?
at all. Like the
No.
I think there's like 3 or 4 love scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
And every single time, all you hear is the awkward dialogue before and after, and then
Yeah.
they skip over that part. But if you watch the trailer, you'd be like,
You're like, oh my god,
this is
gonna
gonna be
saucy.
like, this is like gonna be like a fucking like romantic novel kind of shit, like fucking thing.
I can't take my kids to this.
Yeah, like
Spider-Man.
I mean, I still wouldn't.
It's a lot of dicks.
You just said there's so many dicks.
I think one of the scenes that really just like it was supposed to be intimidating, but it just fell flat for me. Was right in the end. There's a moment where like the two guys they get together in the sauna, and the guy comes in. He's like, "I'm here to intimidate you and whatever," and we're both sitting there being like, "He's really got to put his dick away. I'm really tired of seeing dicks."
Well, we didn't see it in that
and the one
scene, to
guy
be fair,
Arthur's
but-
like, "Can you put your fucking dick away, you
Yeah.
piece of shit?" And we're like, "Oh."
But like that was right when the movie I feel like really started getting its stride because he's sitting in there. He's like, "You're walking in here with your fucking dick out." Why did I get so New Jersey there?
Really just comes out every now and then. Can you say Taylor Ham?
Taylor Ham.
There you go.
You fucking walked in here with your fucking dick
Fucking
out.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, why did I go kind of
I
Boston
don't
there? I don't know. From New Jersey, I don't even know how to do
Did you
my own
happen to
accent.
be a small teddy bear type of thing?
A teddy bear.
Yes.
My
Voiced by
fucking-
Seth
They
MacFarlane.
stole my teddy bear. You think with Mila Kunis where she's crying over it? What?
From fucking Boston.
Why are you whispering? The mic's not getting that. So he's walking in there. He's like, "Your fucking dick's out,
Put your fucking dick away.
and
Why
you're
are there
trying to
so
act
many
in here,
dicks this
intimidate
movie?
me with your fucking foot-long dick or whatever." And like,
There is a fucking quote about how big
Yeah.
someone's dick is.
yeah, it's his. And and he's sitting in there. He's like, "We're not kids anymore. I'm a
Stop showing me your
multi-millionaire,
dick."
famous fucking tennis player, and you're a bum. Get out of my way." And I'm like, "You know what? Good for you, guy.
Finally.
You're having a rough time."
I mean, Zendaya's about to dump your ass, but
man, she's fucking him like last night. So like, there's just. It did a good job of really making me side with things and
Yeah.
doing whatever and just be.
I really just fucking hating Zendaya.
I hated
Whose
Zendaya.
character I couldn't
I
tell
hated
you.
that other guy. I really liked Arthur. He was just a good guy. And he just did not deserve what happened to him.
No.
And I think the reason why I liked it so much is it's been a while since you and me went to the movies and saw like more of a character study kind of film.
Yeah.
Instead of just going like, oh,
Instead
what's
of
the
just
big
spectacle big
yeah,
thing.
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
spectacle? What's the big thing this week? What
What's
the fuck
going
did
on
Zack
with
Snyder do? What's the big lizard? Where's the monkey? It's like it was just,
Lizard rides a monkey.
even though this wasn't my favorite movie or whatever, it was nice to see something with a bit more depth.
Yes, an actual story instead of a big kaboom.
And
I fucked
speaking
with
of
it.
that, it's just kind of like so weird that we simultaneously watch something with the
So-
least amount of
fucking
depth
Knuckles?
we've ever fucking
So
seen.
fucking bad.
Oh
Man,
my god!
I gotta tell you, I only got like 2.5 episodes in. Because it's not.
You didn't finish it?
No,
I finished it,
I have things to do.
so I can talk to you about it because you're not gonna watch it.
No, I'm not gonna watch it. You know what? My caveat: I watched Sonic 2 for the first time yesterday.
Great movie.
That's fucking fun.
That's a great movie.
video game cutscene.
Yeah.
For like 2 hours.
You sent me a text as you were watching it going,
Yeah.
Sonic just fucking went Super Saiyan. And I had that same moment in the theaters where I knew he had that form, but until I saw it in a movie form, I didn't realize. I went, oh my god, this is just blue Dragon Ball. And it was so good. And,
Yes.
and they announced Hayden Christensen is going to be Shadow and everything.
No. It's Keanu Reeves.
What?
Keanu Reeves is
But
Shadow.
no, it's Hayden Christensen.
No, they wanted it to be.
Or
Who
either of these
is
confirmed?
Playing Shadow the
Hedgehog.
Keanu Reeves.
Is he really?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay. So
I don't know if that's better or not. I kind of really fuck with Hayden Christensen.
I liked Hayden Christensen in it, but at the same time, I feel like Shadow's definitely that kind of like quiet, like one note kind of guy, kind of like John Wick, where Keanu Reeves would work really well with it.
I just want more of them.
But yeah, I got really excited for this, and I watched this show, and
it's not a Knuckles show.
It's not a Knuckles show, and you said that 2 episodes in.
Yes.
It took me to episode 5 to realize
How?
that. Episode 5?
It's so fucking boring. Dumb shit happens. Knuckles goes, I don't understand
Did you
your
get
culture.
to the musical number? Because the musical number was pretty good. He has this scene where he gets locked in a cage by his bounty hunter friend, and he gets knocked unconscious while trying to meditate, and he meets Knuckles' father or head of their tribe in a hallucination.
Yes.
And they do this whole Broadway number where the main character is dressed up as Knuckles. And he's doing all these dance numbers
Ugandan
and
Knuckles?
singing. No.
It's a good meme.
It is.
They gotta stop denying us that.
And he does all of this, and I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And then they get to episode 5, where they get to Reno. Bad choice.
Brendan, hold on. They embarked to Reno in the end of the first episode.
They get to Reno in episode 5 to bowl his father, who's the dude from The Princess Bride. Or Robin Hood Men in Tights, depending on what you know him from. The entirety of episode 5, Knuckles shows up in the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes. The 20 minutes in between, he's not even shown.
I believe it.
For that whole episode. Then they have the Mountain, who they utilize so poorly.
That's who it fucking was.
They made him Whiplash in the Sonic universe, and Whiplash, Iron Man 2.
Okay.
You seem very confused. He's got the whips and everything.
Okay.
They did the whole thing with the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man thing where they're just like, oh, you created this villain by doing whatever.
Yeah.
Sonic in the first one by defeating Robotnik and him going insane created this villain for this show. Same exact plot line, same exact thing, same foreign kind of fucking like,
boring.
I'm the guy with the things and I'm going to hit you. Oh, no, you used your own power that I used against you against me.
How is the Mountain's face still fucked up?
What?
The Mountain has horrific hair and...
He's just balding, man.
He just looks
Why are
like
you so
that.
cruel?
Sorry, that's my... Sorry.
But they do all that, and it's just, it's so dumb. And the dude in it is in the first 2 movies.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh man, they have actual characters. They have the main dude's
Where's James
wife in
Marsden?
it, except she's only in the first episode.
Really?
For those 5 minutes.
I'm really glad I haven't seen the rest of the show.
They then... Sorry. It's so fucking dumb. They show you the entirety of the bowling tournament in the Knuckles show, while Knuckles sits on his bed and watches TV and does nothing. He does get a really neat hat, though, that's in the opening trailer. I mean, the opening credits of the show, and he wears that. It's really cool, and I don't know if that's a video game thing or not. Didn't play Sonic all that much, but I like the hat.
His hat, okay.
Then, in the final seconds of the show, he puts on a new song, and he's like, this song is my jam, because they talked about what a jam was earlier in the show. This jam is the fucking title card song again.
Of course it is.
And he doesn't find it till the end.
No
it
part
was
of this.
so bad as a show, but it's for kids, and I get that, and that's why I forgave a lot of it.
Man,
But at
like,
least make it a Knuckles show.
If you're gonna name it Knuckles, then do whatever. Don't just next time call it bowling fun with Knuckles. Sometimes
there's an entire episode where they go to his mother's house and they explain the Sabbath or the Seder or whatever because he's Jewish.
Yes.
And his mom's very into it. She does Krav Maga, and his sister's fucking obnoxious. She's in the FBI. She's just like, I'm better than you. Bam, bam. She stabs him in the arm with a fork, and his mom's just like, stop fighting. It's like, she's just stabbed him. What are you talking about? That's not... I mean, I don't have any siblings, but that's not sibling rivalry.
No, it's not.
That's you stabbed him with a fucking fork.
Why? You know what? Let me be... You want to be the bad cop, I'll be the good cop.
Okay.
Because... Off the bat, the show's really bad.
I mean, I did finish it. You didn't. Maybe you should be bad cop.
No, that's okay. You could be bad cop. Okay. The CG looks pretty
Great.
good. Knuckles looks fucking stellar.
He looked exactly the same as the movies.
Oh, you know what does look really bad?
What?
That I hope I ruined for you now? Their eyelids. Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, their eyelids.
What?
Take a second now.
Why?
The next time that you see them,
What did they do?
they look a little.
Do they blink?
No, they do blink. Yes.
Oh.
But sometimes their eyelids are basically see-through, so it's very off-putting.
Oh.
The texture is wrong. Next time you watch those,
we were watching very different things. You made it 2 episodes in, and you're focused on his fucking eyelids.
the CG was good. Tell me Sonic only shows up in that first episode. Yep.
Same with Tails. Same with the wife. And then it's just those 2 dudes and his bounty hunter friend who returns. Also the girl in the bowling alley who's in the bowling tournament with him the whole time and doesn't bowl once.
The Girl Scout?
Yes! And
I can't believe they didn't fucking bowl in Knuckles, man.
And they gave Kid Cudi, who...
Why is Kid Cudi in the show?
I don't know.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, Sonic's gone. You get to the end of episode 1, they're like, all right, here's the mountain. And you go,
yeah.
What? Okay. And he goes, oh, by the way, here's the other agent, Kid Cudi.
I'm watching. I'm like, why the fuck do I know who this is? And I looked at the cast. I'm like, oh my god, that's Kid Cudi.
Why? I texted Matt to be like, Matt, you listen to Kid Cudi. What the fuck is happening? He's like, oh, he's a huge Sonic fan.
He was also an X. Like, he's just an actor now. Well, never mind. We'll get to that when we talk about that trilogy when the fucking 3rd one comes out. Maxine.
That's the end of that?
Yeah, it was
really?
X, Pearl, and then that's the final one of the trilogy. Maxine.
That's a trilogy?
Yes. So X came out. They get attacked by this old woman, and it's the young girl Maxine. She's making a porn. But this old woman's just like, you're young and beautiful. I used to be young and beautiful, and then she kills her or tries to kill her because she's jealous or whatever. And then the sequel is Pearl, which is the old woman when she's young, but it's played by the same actress because she really did look just like her. And she goes on a murderous rampage when she's younger. And now this one is Maxine post the events of the first film. But I've only seen X, but I've been meaning to watch Pearl because I heard that as these go, Pearl is much better than the first one, and I'm assuming this one's even better. It's like they wrote a movie, realized the premise was okay, but then built a universe kind of like Zack Snyder in Rebel Moon, where we should have gotten that other movie, and then they made that other movie for this, and then they're building on it. Bless you. You were not ready for that.
No, you've been talking about this trilogy for quite a bit, because I remember you bringing this up once or twice.
The first one came out, and it was unexpectedly kind of good, and then the sequel came out.
Doesn't one of these have, what's her name?
Jenna Ortega?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the first one. She
died.
Gets fucking blown away. And it was like when she was really like, that was right when the first season of like Wednesday came out and everything.
Yeah.
But clearly she's the final girl in this. She was not.
Bang.
She was so not.
All right. Well, I mean, the trailer kind of got me.
Yeah, so it's definitely...
Look at how quickly we stopped talking about Knuckles.
Yeah. It was forgettable. And that's what the worst part is. If it was...
Do you want to hear something so funny?
Yeah.
We were supposed to talk about the first episode of Knuckles or a collab.
Yeah.
And then week to week talk about Knuckles.
Can you imagine if you had to watch that week to week?
Can you fucking imagine that, of watching one episode of Knuckles and you have to sit here after that 25-minute episode of just bowling and going...
I watched it all back to back in
sure,
one
it took
morning.
You like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4, but yeah.
Fucking horrible.
It was so that's what we were talking about. Sorry, we got completely sidetracked with Kid Cudi being in that other trilogy. Kid Cudi, they gave him such horrible dialogue, but every once in a while, he had
just like one good scene,
and he was just. But that continues into the finale. He's just unexpectedly really good, and the girl who's with him, terrible character.
Yeah,
unneeded. Kid Cudi's character is also unneeded. You can just have the Hound as the villain, and it works fine.
The Mountain.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Hound. You're
Hound,
right.
Yeah.
We keep saying the Mountain.
Oh, where are we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 different people.
It's the Hound. Yes. Well, the Mountain's 3 different people. But having said that, there were things about the show that I didn't mind. There was a couple dumb things, and it was whatever. But once again, I'm trying to be very much aware that this is not a show.
It's not a show for us. It's for kids. It's on a streaming service.
But having said that, the biggest gripe that I have with it, which is what we keep mentioning, is that
Knuckles is not in it.
Knuckles, it's not his show.
No,
it's not his fucking show at all.
No.
There was a whole scene where Knuckles once again is not there, and this dude, his bounty hunter friend, shows up, and he challenges him to a duel. His friend has a motorcycle and 2 katanas.
Do they?
He then throws.
Do they joust?
Yes. Hold on. He then throws the katana to the other guy and goes, "Get a vehicle to duel me." And they're down the road from each other, and he goes, "What?" And that goes back and forth for 5 minutes.
Of course. Yeah.
And then eventually he turns to his left, and there's a whole bunch of kids waiting there to watch. And of course, they have bikes. So he gets on a bike to joust this dude on a motorcycle, and he wins.
Of course.
By cutting off his ponytail. And the guy flees and runs away. But he takes his jacket first because it's a cool jacket.
When we were going to talk about this, you came to me multiple times. This happened on multiple different occasions. We were like, what the fuck are we going to talk about in the podcast this week? You were like, dude, we keep forgetting about Knuckles. Fuck. We got to make sure we watch it. We got to like Thursday, and you were like, dude, what are we going to do? Forgot to talk about Knuckles. Fuck.
What's great about it?
What a waste of time, Brendan.
This morning, I Googled trending TV shows to see if it was even on there. It wasn't. No one gave a fuck. This came out, and it went under the radar, so this was pointless. But you know what? As long as we can help a couple people not watch it, it's fine.
Let's see. Number 1, Fallout. The Sympathizer. I wanted to watch that. That has RDJ.
Yeah. Oh, that's a show?
Yeah. A Gentleman in Moscow.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor. Franklin.
The turtle?
Nope. X-Men 97. Forgot that existed.
Did you?
Let's see.
Oh, I want to talk about that really quick.
Knuckles is not
anywhere to be found.
Anywhere to be found.
I want to talk about Cameo Culture and how that works now due to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
How did we get here?
Just really quick. Just want to touch on it.
Don't talk about Star Wars.
I'm not. You want me? No.
I got so much to say.
In X-Men 97, I almost said 67.
Oh, Cap is in it.
Yes. Yeah. Cap shows up, and they're like, oh my god, man, this cameo, this whatever. I'm like, it's not fucking Chris Hemsworth. Not, what's his name? Chris Evans. It's not Chris Evans. It's not whatever. It's not the Marvel Cinematic Universe Cap. It's just Cap.
This happened very often in these cartoons.
Yes, you know what they call that before the Cinematic Universe? Hey, this hero showed up. You know why? Because he's also Marvel. Why is it a cameo?
Because doesn't she take his shield or some shit?
I didn't watch it. I don't fucking know.
I saw a clip. I don't know. I saw a clip of like, I think it's Rogue and Cap, and she's like, you're not going to be needing this. And then she like jumps out of some snow with it. I don't know. We haven't been watching that show.
It's not a cameo anymore. If you're doing a animated universe and you just have heroes come in, like that's what it's always been.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then on the other hand, there's something I do want to watch that isn't really a huge deal, but it's something that you and me...
Is it Deadpool and Wolverine?
Well, I mean, we're going to watch that.
That trailer looks fucking...
It does, and we'll touch on that in a minute. But right now, what I wanted to touch on really quick was Crisis on Infinite Earths, the animated version.
Did you watch that?
No, but part 2 just dropped.
I heard it was
Batman Beyond, is it? You said you heard it was shit?
I heard it was mid as shit.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's a third part coming out. I got really excited for that. I haven't watched it yet because I was really excited about it. But you and me watched the CW version, which is
that was bad,
super lackluster. So seeing this, I was really excited for.
Part 2 is rotten out of 47.
Really?
Part 1 is fresh in 88.
I think it's because it's the middle one. I think it needs a finale and
whatever.
Yeah,
it always does. You said Batman Beyond is in it?
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Yeah, and I love that. Huh?
Kevin Conroy? Nope.
Yes,
Jason Ackles.
It's both.
Oh.
They both did.
That makes sense.
Yes.
It's
Jason Ackles.
Ackles?
Yeah, not ankles.
Jason Anal?
Of The Boys and Supernatural fame.
You want to talk about something I'm enjoying? I'm fucking loving The Boys right now.
I told you you would. I don't know why.
It's so good.
What season are you on?
2.
Okay, well, we can't really go into this because we're going to do this when season 4 comes out. But it gets good.
Fuck, that's in like a month.
Yeah.
I have so much to watch.
You also have to watch the first season of The House of Dragons.
And I have to watch Gen V. Stop.
Yes.
I don't have time.
Well, maybe not because that one guy died and we don't know how it's going to like intertwine now. But Homelander is in Gen V. So like...
Homelander's a fucking psychopath.
You know who else is in Gen V? Clancy Brown.
I love him.
He was in something else recently too, and I'm like, you know
Everywhere
what?
I fucking turn, Clancy Brown is
We're
there.
doing this. Where's our Clancy update? What has he been in?
IMDb.
I just mentioned Clancy Brown, and this was the first thing that came
up. Best known for Shawshank Redemption.
What?
That's what.
He's in Shawshank Redemption?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Upcoming. He's in The Penguin, the SpongeBob movie, Big Hank, Riz, Sitter 4.
He was in Gen V. He was in Rick and Morty.
The Patrick Star Show. SpongeBob SquarePants.
He was in Ahsoka.
Saving Bikini Bottom.
He was in Invincible. He was in Doom Patrol.
He was in What If.
He was in The Flash Show.
He was in Dumb Money.
Why does Jackie Chan Adventure say since 2000? Is that still on?
I hope so.
He was in What If.
Tales of the Jedi. Dexter New Blood. What?
He's just
American Dad.
he's,
DuckTales.
Look, Challenger's Ed.
The Mandalorian. The Crown. Robot Chicken.
Oh, Starship Troopers. I forgot he was in that. Cowboys vs. Aliens. Never saw it.
Avengers Assemble, the TV show.
Upcoming, The Penguin, a new SpongeBob movie. I don't know the rest of these.
The Punisher.
Yes. He was in Dumb Money.
Yes. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Solar Opposites.
Warcraft. Daredevil.
Transformers. Earthspark.
Good game.
The TV show, but okay.
Fuck you.
He just he's been in
He's
things
in fucking everything.
since like the 90s, but for some reason lately he just really seems to be fucking going.
His IMDb is so long. He started acting in '83. He
Yeah.
was in the Dukes of Hazzard.
Like the one with Johnny Knoxville
Yes!
or the original one?
No, the original one.
Okay. Screamed yes before he even asked the fucking question.
Revenge of the Nerds 3, The Next Generation. Pet Cemetery 2. He really had a good run right here.
Yeah. You ever see Revenge of the Nerds?
No.
Did not age well.
What about the third one?
I may have seen it once.
That's Clancy Brown in it.
I watched all of them once when I was a kid, and they were really cool. But now that I'm older and there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of non-okay things that happen in it now. Like a guy who just
Yeah.
kind of rapes a girl, but then she's just like, wow, I didn't know you were good at sex, and then she falls in love with him because it was the 80s.
Times were different. Okay. I don't... You can't even defend it.
The
There's nothing you could say.
Thing
It's
is,
just...
he's eating her out, and she went, oh my God, you're so good at that. How did you... And he's like, we're nerds. We have nothing better to do than to fantasize about this. So we've been thinking about it every day of our lives. And she's like, man. And then she just ends the movie with the guy. I'm like...
That's not okay.
No, but when I was like a 10-year-old kid, I'm like, man, one day...
One day I could be that good at giving sex.
Yeah, one day I'll be that good that it'll just fall in love with me, like right then and there.
Do I have an apple? Let me practice.
I didn't do that. Did you do that?
No.
So, like, those movies didn't age great, but...
No. How did we get here?
Clancy Brown?
Clearly.
Kid
Fucking pay
Cudi and
attention.
both Clancy Brown both lead to fucking. This has been the Anything Bowl.
I don't have it in me this week, man. I'm so... Like, even with the liquor and the food, I'm so fucking tired.
I've been tired all day. I'm awake now.
Fuck you. I can't stop yawning.
Oh. Okay. So, Deadpool, Wolverine trailer, Mr. Sleepy Pants. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this. It was good.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Brandon. No, the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer is fucking great. Man, like, the Deadpool vibes are great. Hugh Jackman is being a fucking asshole. I'm really tired of it being another Wolverine that we just, like, know nothing about and has an entirely different backstory than the other 6 that we've met.
Yeah.
But Hugh Jackman in the yellow costume with the really... How do I put this without sounding like I belong in the Challengers movie? With the really big arms and looking really good.
So there's a debate online. I'm
What?
on side CGI arms. Where are you?
No, those are real.
They're real?
He might be like a little puffed up. Maybe
They
taking
look
a little,
too smooth. They look fake to me.
maybe taking a little, a little bit of,
That makes them smooth.
no, just taking a little bit of,
That's on camera. We got that on mic.
just like injected into your, just
No. You're saying that Hugh Jackman takes steroids?
is he like 56,
Yeah.
54? You can tell me you don't think he's taking steroids or
No.
something? There's no way he can have arms that fucking big.
I think you and me could have arms that big right now if we were getting paid millions to have arms that big.
Right.
It's not that hard. He's not going to work in the morning when his work is getting swole. You're like, hey, show up in 6 months and be fucking jacked. He's like, oh, you're giving, 10 million? Yeah, okay.
All right,
I'll
I
be
can
at
do
the
it,
gym at 4 a.m. every fucking day.
Broccoli? Bring it.
Broccoli?
Blend the chicken and broccoli. I just need it quick.
Yeah, just chicken broccoli smoothie every fucking meal, every fucking day. Give me some protein powder in there too.
Hugh Jackman.
Just fucking shove a whole egg shell and all in my mouth. Just get that protein, man.
Is there a health benefit to doing that?
No.
I feel like there's not. You ever see the video of the super jack guy who like doesn't have a neck? He's like at the gym and he goes into his bag and he hides it, but he like takes an egg and he just eats the egg and then somebody catches him and he's like, he's just eating raw eggs.
It may be the same guy.
Is it about Clippy?
What?
Is it about Clippy, the video that you saw?
No. Shut up. This dude I saw, he went, I'm going to teach you guys how I get my protein in every day. So I wake up in the morning. I have 2 hard-boiled eggs. I eat them. So then I go to the gym. I eat an egg. I'm doing my last set. I eat an egg. I come home. I eat an egg. Going to... What am I having for dinner? 3 more eggs. And it's just him cutting it. It's all hard-boiled eggs. He's just, home.
He's just not even eating them. He's just, all right, oh.
Yeah, and what are we doing at night for a midnight snack? Egg.
Usually at this time, I like to put a little bit of seasoning on it. Ow.
If you want to mix some things up right now, I got this little bit of mustard right here. You know what you do? Dip it in with the egg. Eat it.
Ow.
I also saw this. I think it's got to be a movie. I don't know what it is.
What a fucking nonsense episode! Yeah. Oh my god!
It was like a spoof of that clip where like Rocky eats like the just cup of just egg yolk. Stop shitting in my basement. It's this clip of Rocky eating these egg yolks.
Yes,
and he's just drinking them. And in this, for some reason, they crack the eggs open and falls out just baby chickens. And it's just baby baby chicken. The guy just takes the cup and just drinks the baby chickens. And they're clearly CG chickens, but he's just like, yep, just drinking my eggs in the morning, but it's just birds.
This is such a weird fucking topic to be on. I've seen another guy with no neck who happens to be short with gigantic shoulders. And he's like, guys, watch, I'm gonna drink these 20 eggs raw. I'm gonna do it. And I love the eggs are full, right? It's the yolks, they have their shape. And he goes to start swallowing it. It's in a clear cup. He gets halfway down and he throws up. And the thing is full again. And instead of going like, oh man, he
keeps drinking.
He basically just keeps swallowing, but he keeps throwing up every time he gets halfway down. So every time the more he throws up, the eggs are all scrambled now and mixed. So eventually he does finish. But it's after he's thrown up like 3 or 4 times and you're like, oh, look. Vomit mush, my favorite.
My favorite thing is when there's this dude on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever just going, does it pre-workout?
Egg.
Back to what we did earlier. He goes to McDonald's and orders like 10 Big Macs and blends them into a smoothie.
Ew.
And drinks it.
Ew.
And then goes, does it pre-workout? He's also done like an entire bottle of vodka. And it's like, does it pre-workout? And it's just, it never does, but he always does his whole set. And then he comes back, he's like, yeah, it does
pre-workout.
And I'm like, dude,
and it always cuts right
you
to him
definitely vomited like 9 times. Yeah. We have a mess.
Did it spill on the interface?
Oh, no.
What a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I was just talking about the vomit. No, my favorite trend right now is with fitness influencers of them being like, does this pre-workout? I'm going to eat all of this. Have you seen the fucked up guy that's like, he's like, man, this is my favorite pre-workout snack. He's like, it only costs $3. And it's like, can of tuna, can of tuna, can of tuna, can of beans, an entire container of Greek yogurt, protein powder, it's can of tuna. And then he sits there and fast forwards and eats the entire thing, and then he lifts and he's like 4,000 calories, does pre-workout. But it's always like the most horrific sounds too.
Just saw a dude eat a 6,000 calorie 5-pound Reese's peanut butter cup and then goes, I'm gonna burn this off in a day, and then he ran 50 miles.
Is it like it's the young kid, right? Is he also ate an entire container of cookie dough?
I didn't see that one. This is the first thing I saw, and I saw it 5 minutes before we started the podcast.
I don't like that one.
I also just started following this like fitness influencer who's just like obnoxious and ridiculous, and I think like Australian or whatever, and he's like, you're doing it wrong, you gotta do this and everything, but he's also like a bit of an
Huge.
idiot the entire time, and it's just like kind of entertaining. And then like I followed him, and then immediately he like invited me to like his group
broadcast
chat
channel,
fucking thing, and I'm like, what do you no.
Fuck that.
No, man, you're posting shorts, and that is something I have a lot of fucking beef with. Is when I follow someone on Instagram because they post these reels.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out about them. But then they also post like 30 stories a day that aren't that at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I followed you because of that, not because I want to see you talk about your thing. And I have like a little bit of OCD where I'm like trying to constantly clear my stories because I don't like having them up there.
For Instagram?
Yeah.
You follow like 10 people.
What?
You follow like 10 people? You want to clear all of your stories?
I follow a lot more than 10 people. And I'm constantly trying to clear all of them.
Yeah.
And some of the people I follow post like 30 stories a day. And I'm not watching them. I'm just clicking to get through them so the thing just goes away. Oh. Getting nauseous now.
Me too.
McDonald's and
McDonald's was not a good idea.
McDonald's and vodka was a bad choice.
I haven't drank or done anything in a long time.
No.
And this was both of those things.
I was supposed to go to the gym today, but my legs hurt a little bit. And I went, I'm not doing anything today. Fuck it. I'll skip the gym. And then I did that.
I think I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
I think I'm throwing in the towel. I think I've...
Anything where anything goes. He's Miguel. I'm Brendan. And we will see you next week.
I'm Eepy.
Gobbledygook. No one knows what that is. Put that
I'll put the clip right now.
Hi, I'm Little Donkey. Want to be my friend? Wiggledy-doo, bibbidi-bop!